All right, Shalom. First and foremost, call Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Wahakwa Dashukah. Double honors to the elders over a great millstone who rule well. Shalom. Allah, Wa Barakim, to the hopeful elect of Yasharallah. Yasharallah being Hebrew for Israel. Yasharallah is the real name, the true name of Israel. Also, shalom to you newcomers, those of you new to the faith, new to the understanding, to the truth, that you are, in fact, well, I would say, new to the truth of the fact that the so-called Negroes, you so-called blacks, so-called Latinos and Native American Indians are in fact and in truth the Israelites spoken of in the Bible. So also shalom to you. Shalom wa barakim. That means peace and blessings. So was going to make a lesson, ultimately based upon critical thinking, but this is way more simple than what I thought it was going to be. So it's going to make this less of a lesson about critical thinking, and we're just going to sort of go into the topic and pretty much expound from there. So I got it pulled up here.
Critical thinking.
So critical thinking, the objective analysis and evaluation of an issue in order to form a judgment. So critical thinking is ultimately it's pretty much it's pretty much a way explain, I guess I would morally say. So it's an explanation of a way that you want to go about things in order to come to a conclusion, or make a judgment or something. And the reason why this is so important, critical thinking is so important, because when you learning and you dealing with the truth, you're dealing with actuality, reality, and for the most part, for most people, that's not what they deal with. Most people are not dealing with truth and reality, and it takes a person who has critical thinking skills, I would say so-called critical thinking skills, if you will, to, accept truth, especially with being indoctrinated into the world so far. Especially if you're older and you have never been never been the type to question anything. But a lot of people already have the natural knack to believe that, this world doesn't make sense. But a lot of people don't have the skills or, the natural ability to question or put things beyond that, because this world, it lures you into being, I don't want to say sheep, but that's a good way to look at it. It lures you to being a sheep. Now, the only reason I don't want to use sheep is because that's in the scriptures that's specific. But I will say sheep because, this message is only out to you, so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Native American Indians, those of you who go by those bywords, those the bywords and the proverbs that come along with being those bywords. Byword being niggers, spics, wetbacks, blanket butt. See? Negroes, blacks, bywords. And critical thinking will help you get through these. It help you come to an understanding of why, for one, these bywords, and also simply show you the truth. So again, we'll go read critical thinking.
Critical thinking.
It says the objective analysis and evaluation of an issue in order to form a judgment. So we'll go through some quick critical thinking right now. So here I got a garment on. I got a garment on, and also the shirt I got on underneath it. It's a specific color. It's a lot, but it's a specific color. Just give you a quick little look. See, specific color is black, and then my skin next to it is completely a different color. You see? So if I'm taking critical thinking, if I'm going through what critical thinking, an analysis, an evaluation, if I'm evaluating things and analyzing things correctly, I will come to the conclusion that I'm not black. I'm not black at all. And then further evaluation would be to look around and to realize that no one else around me is black. In fact, you can just look at my face. Face is brown, my hair is black. My hair is black and it's woolly. But my skin is brown. And that's important because a huge amount of people that are brown, they associate themselves with the color black, which they are not. And they're morally brown, all types of different shades of brown. And going further into it, we're going to evaluate this a little bit further. All of those people I named that was going by these bywords, I would also say that they're brown. You so-called Latinos, you so-called Native American Indians. Because, personally, I would go by, in the world, I would go by the label as being a Negro. And they say Negroes are black people. You see that? If you take the time to think, if you take the time to analyze and evaluate, you will realize that this is a layered lie. And it's a scheme to keep you from knowing who you are. A lot of you adults need to go back to preschool, kindergarten, and relearn the colors. Because there's no such thing as a black man. And also with that, I'm going to evaluate this. So give me a second. See? Simple question. What color is this card here? It don't take too much to come to the conclusion that we would say that's white. So again, another usage, if you will, of the critical thinking. I would say that I look around and I've never seen somebody that was white. Never. You know? So you see these breakdowns, little simple critical thinking, and have you, open up your whole world really quick too. There's no white man. There's no black man. Those are in fact bywords for who people really are. And if you want to know who people truly are, trace back their lineage, you would go and you would get a Bible. And within the Bible, it breaks down the nations. It breaks down all the nations and where everyone comes from. And I believe there are 18 nations that are founded in the Bible. So I'm going to just keep that simple, because that'll be another lesson to go into the details of that. But like I say, for the edification purposes of this video, I would completely tell you, people who would call yourselves a so-called Negro, so-called Latino, so-called Native American, Indian, and even further with that, if that is the lineage of your father specifically, because people or humans or men are delineated. Your lineage comes from your father. You are what your father is. Your mother could be likened unto a fertile soil. The man plants the seed. The man's seed denotes what the child would come out to be. More critical thinking. Simply, if I had an apple seed and I planted the apple seed in dirt in America, just say I found some soil anywhere in America. We could say the Americas, all through it. North America, South America, Canada, all of that. Mexico, Machaca. Plant that seed in the Americas, and that seed will no doubt come up to be an apple every time, because that seed is an apple. No matter what soil I put it in, that seed will become an apple. Like I say, the women are likened unto fertile soil. I could take that same seed and I can go to Japan and I can plant that same apple seed. And that seed is going to grow to be an apple. You see? So, simply put, the male decides the lineage, the father. And again, the woman would be likened to the fertile soil. But that'll be another lesson as well. But if you take your time and you think through that, put your critical thinking through that, you will realize that a lot of things are a lot more simple than what you have been accustomed to know or to believe. I'm not even gonna say it's what you believe. And everything you believe is not the truth. Okay? So yes, critical thinking is a very important and very, very important theme, or value that you need to obtain in life, especially when it comes to learning scriptures. Critical thinking is going to be something that you can have prior to. I mean, some people, like I say, some people are very, very great critical thinkers. And once you get, the truth put in your face, critical thinking becomes pretty much your backbone.